Hey guys, this is Bradley Benner with Lead Gadget and the ATM. Today's Christmas Eve, 2015. It's 8 a.m. Eastern. And this is the Q&A webinar. I don't have any training planned for today, so it's strictly going to be Q&A, and it looks like we don't have any actual questions posted at the moment. So I'm going to give this just a few minutes. Since it is Christmas Eve, I am not going to stress over this. If there's nobody here to post any questions, then we will just close it down and move on. Next week I won't be here either because I will have my daughter, so unfortunately I will not be available on Thursday, but the following week we'll be back. So guys, just a reminder, the events page gets posted in Facebook, and that's how it gets notified to you that when the next event is scheduled, at which time you can click on the link and it will take you to the Google Events page where you can post your questions. That way I can answer your questions. If you have any questions that come up during the week, post them there and I can answer them for you during the webinar. If you have anything that you would like covered as far as strategies or techniques or content or anything like that, then that's where you post them, is on the events page, and it'll give me a chance to prepare ahead of time. Okay, so I just wanted to remind you guys of that. I try to post the events page usually with at least several days notice prior to the actual webinar, so that it gives you time to locate the page and post your questions. Okay, so just a reminder, when I don't see questions pre-posted, maybe you guys aren't finding it, but maybe you just don't have any questions, which is great. The Facebook group may be answering them for you, and if that's the case, then that's good. So I'm going to give it about 3 or 4 minutes to see if anybody posts any questions, and if not, I'll close it down. So yeah, okay. Take a look at the actual. I know you guys aren't seeing my screen just yet, so don't worry about it. If anything comes up, then I'll pull the screen over. So Don was saying in the Facebook group that he's been testing out the speech to text online notepad. I think it's by Google's API, or it's through Google's voice app, which is pretty cool. And I found that to be incredibly useful as well. I've never done the Dragon text-to-speech thing, but this is really cool. Like the being able to just speak out your text saves a lot of time. Typing is something that I'm not even great at, and I've been online for 5 years, running a business for 5 years, and I'm still not great at typing. So speech notes is pretty cool. So I'm glad you pointed that out. I'm just looking through the Facebook group, guys, to see if there's anything that we can comment on for the time being while I'm waiting to see if any questions come up. And I'm still not seeing anything coming up, so I'll give it another 2 or 3 minutes and then we'll close it down. Looks like Brian's been doing a lot of personal coaching, which is great. And I can see a couple other members, like Dan Kurtz, for example, has been helping out with some people. And that's really good. It's good to see people being able to do that are ATM experts. That's awesome. Also, I don't know if you guys know this, but Cloudflare was down this morning for a little while. They have a Cloudflare. I'll actually grab the link if I can find it in just a second. They have an updates page, like our status page. And I was trying to add some subdomains, and it kept saying that I was getting an error in the ATM. And it said that it was, I found is Cloudflare down. Hold on, let me find the page real quick. It's called cloudflarestatus.com. But yeah, it was down for a period of time this morning. It didn't affect the Edge network, which is delivering customer sites, is what it says, but it couldn't log in. It was giving an internal 500 server error, and weren't able to add subdomains or anything else, which I thought that was kind of interesting. But it's back up, and you can subscribe to updates. If for a particular issue, you can actually subscribe so that it'll update you via email or text message if once the issue has been resolved. And that was pretty cool. And it was only down for me for about 6 minutes or so, and then it came back up. But I'm gonna post this in the group right now on player status. Okay, cool. It's been posted. Well, we're 5 minutes in and nobody's here. I didn't expect a big crowd on Christmas Eve, especially at 8 o'clock in the morning. But guys, I'm going to shut it down. So I'm not going to sit here and talk to the screen. If you guys have any additional questions, again, I won't be here next week, but the following week I will be, and I'll post the events page in the group shortly. And you guys can post your questions then. It looks like Steve Young added a question. So he says, can you advise with an Amazon build regarding links to products? Would you recommend a page redirect on the same site rather than having thousands of pages? In fact, hold on, I'll come back and answer that just a second. Let me grab the screen. Okay. Would you recommend a page redirect on the same site rather than having thousands of pages with the same links? I'm new, so I'm new, so can I set up a changeable short code to place a link after indexing? I'm not sure, Steve. I'm not sure what you mean by a changeable short code to place a link after indexing. I've tried that. I don't know. I've tried using some short code plugins before where I could add the short code during the build process and then add the plugin once the build is done. And it didn't work for me. However, I've only tested, that was a while back, I can tell you that, probably close to a year ago, or at least 9 months, 10 months ago. So I don't know. And maybe it was the particular shortcode plugin I was using. I didn't really pursue it that far, so I'm not sure if you can do that. But as far as recommend a page redirect on the same site rather than thousands of pages with the same links, the problem with the page redirect would be you'd have to set those up page by page, right? So the idea with the ATM sites is if you're building out a national site, for example, and you got 30,000 posts, which posts are going to be bringing the traffic in? And then you'd have to set up a redirect for each one of those, which would be basically not really possible. It would be really inefficient anyways. So, that's why I like to use the overlayer for something like that. And as far as like Amazon stuff, I don't do any Amazon builds. Elizabeth is the expert on that. So you'd really should direct that question to her, and she's really helpful as well. So I'm sure if you posted that in the Facebook group, she'd be able to give you some insight, because it's not something that I ever do. I've never built an Amazon site, to be honest with you. So I can't really answer that. But as far as the redirects, yeah, I wouldn't try to do any sort of post or page redirect on a one-on-one basis, because that's would take forever. I just would rather build multiple sites and use the overlayer plugin. I don't know if that makes sense or not, if that's really answering your question. So as far as the shortcode thing, like I said, I've tried that before, but I tried it with 2 different plugins and it didn't work for whatever reason. And I'm not sure why, but so I kind of just abandoned that. If you find a way that, or have a plugin or a solution that does that, please let me know, because that would be quite useful. Excuse me. Steve also says, also with promotions to JVZoo, would you use a JVZoo link or a Bitly link, for example? What I do is I use a redirect plugin on the site once the site is deployed, and then use that. So, for example, let me grab a notepad here, because I don't like to use a straight affiliate link. But let me blow this up so you guys can see it. Let's say that your domain is domain.com. Excuse me. And then what I do is during the site build process, when you're adding your content, if you know what your you don't even have to have your affiliate links yet. You would just build your links out within the content to domain.com affiliate slug is what I'm going to say, right? So this would be your affiliate slug, whatever the product name is or whatever. Then once the site is deployed and built and deployed, then you add a plugin like Pretty Link or Pretty Link Lite, or all-in-one redirect, or and any number of those. I use one called WP Link Guardian or something like that. Any kind of redirect plugin whatsoever, and then you would just actually redirect that URL to the JV. You'd set up the URL from the domain that the site is on to point to the JV link or the affiliate link, if that makes sense. Okay. So that's what I always do. So it's just a matter of adding a plugin when you're done, and then going in and setting up those affiliate redirects. But I like to do that because that way all the links on the site, they all look or appear to be internal links instead of using something like Bitly or any kind of link shortener where it's clearly somebody hovers over it and they see the destination URL and it looks, it's kind of, iffy. I don't really trust links when I see those kind of links. So, and I know that others feel the same way. So you're better off using a redirect plugin on the site itself so that you can use the site's domain as the redirect, because then it looks like it's going to an internal page. Okay. Hopefully that helps. Okay. Any other questions, guys? As far as the JVZoo stuff, what I like to do with those, and here's the thing. There's a couple strategies that I'm playing with for affiliate stuff, Steve, as well, and I do a lot of JVZoo stuff. I do a lot of stuff in the internet marketing realm, right? Because that's just the realm that I play in all the time. So what I've been doing is setting up sites that cover kind of broad topics like video marketing, for example, or SEO, stuff like that, and then building out multiple sites that are targeting various keywords in those industries that are just general enough, but they'll rank for long tail keywords or keywords with geographic modifiers in a particular vertical or sub niche within the internet marketing world. And then from there, we just use I set up bridge pages or pages that are landing pages that I can have a particular offer on with my affiliate links with call to action and a button that you click. And I use ClickFunnels for that. But ClickFunnels, you can use ClickFunnels or lead pages, or if you've got optimized press or any sort of landing page or sales funnel builder or something like that you have, and then you create the bridge pages that you use as overlays, right? What's great about that is then you're using the overlay on somebody else's domain. Like I just used the straight ClickFunnels domain, which is a subdomain on clickfunnels.com that is assigned to my account, right? So I'm using an actual ClickFunnels URL as an overlay. But I'm able to use create landing pages that I can swap out by just going into ClickFunnels and swapping out the video. If I do a video, like a product review of a particular product that's being launched, and then I swap out the affiliate links on the buttons. But the bridge page itself is fairly generic so that I don't have to keep building the same page. And even if I did have to keep building the same page in ClickFunnels and many of the other funnel builders, you can create or just clone funnels. So it's just a matter of cloning a page, for example, swapping out the product review video if you've got one, or just swapping out the product images. A lot of the times I don't even do a video. If I've actually purchased the product and used it, then I'll do a product review video, which takes me about 3 to 5 minutes to explain the product and the features and the benefits and why I think it's a good product. But if I haven't actually purchased it and I'm just trying to promote it to make some affiliate commissions, and I do a lot of launch jacking stuff now, then I'll just put an image of the product that I basically download right from the sales page of the product. And then I'll have my bonuses lined up. If you have some bonuses, you can put some bonuses and stuff on the bridge page itself and say, hey, if you purchase through this link below, you'll get these awesome bonuses as well, something like that. Because then it's just a generic bonus package that fits that particular product category. Again, if it's video marketing, then obviously it's going to be some of my products from from Semantic Mastery that have to do with video marketing and video SEO. If it's about SEO, then it's going to be other training products that we have available for bonuses that have to do with SEO. So that way it just makes it really easy and very quick, because then it's just a matter of pumping out these kind of generic keyword type ATM sites that are targeting stuff that people would be interested in. Like if they're doing searches for, video marketing education type products, for example, then they would land on possibly one of my ATM pages that's going to have a product that's teaching video marketing, could be one of our own products or an affiliate product, blah, blah, blah. And it's got our JV links on it or our affiliate links on it. So, but that works pretty well, because that way you can start to really build up an asset, a portfolio of sites that are generating trickles of traffic for particular, niches or sub niches for that matter, that you could have just landing pages on, that you could swap out products when new products come out and that sort of thing. So that's a pretty good strategy. I've been playing with that a lot lately. Okay, guys. Well, it looks like that was it. So I am going to wrap it up. Again, it's Christmas Eve, so I've certainly got some stuff I can be doing with my family. Appreciate you being here today, Steve, and everyone else. Will see you guys in 2 weeks. If you have any questions, again, post them on the events page early, and that way I can get to them. So thanks, everybody. Have a Merry Christmas. And since I won't see you next week, have a Happy New Year, Happy Holidays. God bless all of you, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.